Welcome to Dyson Sphere Program, a new Factorio game created by YouthCat Games and Gamera Game. This game is just released on Steam on early access as of today. In this video, I will explain the premise of the game, the type of game. I will also show you some gameplay of my own that I got from the review copy that was graciously provided to me by the developers. If you're interested in more Dyson Sphere Program after watching this video, then head on over to Twitch. I am streaming it tonight and probably many more nights on Twitch TV/Nilaus. And if there's an interest for it, I will also create more content here on YouTube as well. So let me know in the comment section below. So what type of game is Dyson Sphere Program? Well, as you can see, it's kind of a base building game and a factory game, just like Factorio and Satisfactory, and those are the most obvious games to compare it to, and it's great to get more in that category. The immediate difference is giant robots, small planets. The planets are very small and the robot is very big, and it gives a very unique and refreshing perspective, which is brilliant. The premise of the game is that you control a robot who arrives at a cluster of stars with planets and moons around them, and your objective is to build a Dyson Sphere. A Dyson Sphere is a megastructure surrounding a star aimed to harvest the energy of that star. So how do you go from a lowly robot hand mining materials into an interplanetary civilization that can build this kind of megastructure? Well, the answer is lots and lots of automation, research, technology, and that's what the game is about. Let's dive in and take a look at how the early game operates and the mechanics of the game, because that's what you're going to be spending most of the time with. And here we are in the game. We have our little robot. We can walk around with the usual keys, but we can also just control with a mouse. And we can do hand mining, but that's boring. We can do hand crafting or hand chopping, but that's also boring. So what we want to do, or what I want to show you, is I want to show you the automation, how simple it is, how to work it relatively fast, because those are the things that make or break games about factories. It can be nice, it can be great, it can be a great story. Well, I don't think there is, but it's really about, can you build factories and can you build them efficiently, effectively even. So what we're going to do is we are going to start throwing ourselves into some automation, and we're going to do this by building a miner, an automatic miner here. This is hooked up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 locations here, so that determines how fast it can actually output. And this one doesn't have any power, so we are going to get some power. The most default is actually a wind turbine, so let's make one of those. I've crafted some of these things in advance just so that we are ready, and I make a power pole right next to it. So this is now working, and you can see it is starting to generate some iron ore. Iron ore should be a familiar product, but where we really want to go in is just take a look at what it will be like with some belts. And look at the little drones coming out of me. These are, or out of the Icarus robot, those are just construction drones like in Factorio, but you get them from the beginning. You start with a few and then you can upgrade it with various upgrades along the way. We're going to look at tech and upgrades, but I just want to build the very basic automation, just so you get a sense of how automation works. The hotkeys down here are pretty brilliant actually. You choose the category with the number keys, and then you choose the actual thing with the F keys. So once you get used to it, you can actually build something really, really fast. Now, one thing that I thought first was that you had to sort of lead it into the building, so it had to go straight in. But it actually, you can build it next to it, and you can then build what is corresponding to an inserter. Here it's called a sorter Mark 1, and you can just drag it, first place it on the belt, and then drag it in here, and then it establishes a connection between the two. Obviously it needs power as well. You can actually take the power here, hold shift, click on it, then you get it in hand as well. That's really nice feature. There we go. So we now have this one. We have our smelter. The smelter will do iron ore to there, and already now we see we have issues. They start blinking because they're not getting enough power. Also really like the way that it doesn't crash the entire power network, Satisfactory, but it actually shows that it is performing at less than ideal capacity. And the way you do it is, again, shift click on these, and then we can build some more of these if we have more. There we go. They can't be built right next to each other because they need some wind, can't be shadowing each other. There we go. And look at that. Looks like our network is pretty good. Let's build a few more just because. There we go. We're going to keep building more things. So we have our miner operating and we have our smelter operating. Let's take it up to the next step. I'm gonna also click on the belt, and then you can drag a line, and let's also just rotate it. So it's really nice when you make these L shapes. You can just rotate which way it is, and I think that's super convenient. And we can then go on, and then guess what it's called? It's called an assembling machine 1. Technically it's actually an assembling machine 2, but don't care. It collides with stuff if it's there. Okay, we'll build one here, but you can see you can build them next to each other, and it's actually interesting here. That one, they're not actually aligned. Why are they not aligned? Because of the damn curvature of the earth. So these tiles, you can see here right there, that's a kind of a fault line where this is a nice 5x5 brick, but this one can't be quite aligned to the other one. So your straight lines are not going to be so straight after a while, and that's a brilliant design thing that's probably going to haunt me and just make it super annoying for someone like me who loves their straight lines. But you know, it's going to be a challenge, and I welcome this kind of challenge. So these are now hooked up here. I will also hook it up on the other side as well, and maybe we actually want 2 of those. I wonder if that's going to work, to see if they will output faster. What if we have 3? Will that then be able to fill the belt? Yeah, look, at least almost filling the belt. And we're of course going to get some power over on this side. And what are these going to make? They are going to make, I think they're going to make just some gears. Copy, go to the other one, paste, go to this one, paste. So again, a nice little feature that helps us just speed things along. We can chop things down manually if we feel like it. I don't feel like it because I want to demonstrate some automation for you. There, and that way. And we're building this one. Again, we are hooking it up from the builder to the network. I can't build on ghost tiles. These are, we're gonna call them ghost belts. And now I can build it. I can build it here. I build it here. You build pretty quickly. There are, as far as I know, no blueprinting copy paste function. But you know, the game is young, and there might be added at a later date. And I want to just show you how easy it is to build in this game, which is something I really enjoy. And now that's weird. Oh, that's because I copied a smelter. Oh, luckily we can just deconstruct things. Get a storage location instead. Let's get a storage location, and we'll get a couple of inserters to go in there. Oh, I mean sorters. And we now have an automated line going. How easy that was. Automated line going from mining to a miner on a belt into a smelter into 3 misaligned assemblers and in here. And of course this is not built to ratio, but it's still something that's really nice. Let's talk about tech, because tech is super interesting in this game as well. So these are some of the things that you actually have to research. I've just researched it a bit in advance. This is the tech tree. It consists of 2 things, technologies and upgrades. Technologies are basically base upgrades, and you have this fat line running through the middle, which is the main one that leads all the way to the Dyson Sphere, the mission complete. And here we have the universe matrix, and you can see 5 different science packs. All of these things are very, very familiar, which I absolutely like. They're different, but they're also familiar. That's exactly how I like it. So lots of different research. Basically the way it works is that it unlocks by having some, we start with, that should be one of them, that one. Blue is the easiest one. So a blue science pack is created by taking a magnetic coil and an electronic circuit, mashing those 2 together. I can do that in handcrafting mode. If I open my own handcrafting here, I can make components. It's very simple. I make 10 of these at a time with the items I have in my inventory, or I can make it into from a facility. We have a facility here. This is let's call it a science lab. Let's call it a science lab then. Oh yeah, that's another cool thing. You can actually stack things on top of each other. That's pretty crazy, and something that, yeah, I think it's going to be taking a bit of getting used to. Let's take one of these as well, just to see how buildings stack on top of each other, just to get a sense of it. Now this one, let's also get some power for it, and it's probably going to complain as soon as we get some power. Okay, I can double click it and then build more of these. There. Get that one here. And pretty sure this is now complaining about lack of power. Yep, it is. We're going to create a few more of these. Hopefully that's still connected. It's still connected. Good. Is it enough? Yeah, barely. It's enough. And this one has 2 modes, so it can both function as an assembler in the matrix mode, where you click it here and then you feed the item in as if it's an assembler that will create the science packs, or you have the other mode, that's the research mode, in which case you feed the science packs in, or up to 5 science packs, and then you get science work toward your next science goal or next tech goal. So in this case, well, we can set it to science. We set it here to science mode, and I'm going to research basic chemical engineering. I am going to put my items in here, so we at least have those 10. It's not exactly working as much as it could, but it's in progress. So you can see how easy it is to build these kind of things, and how easy we establish the science packs. What we can also look at is the upgrades, which I absolutely love. This is upgrades to our Icarus robot, so you can make it bigger battery, faster, more inventory, more robots. Energy circuit, what does that do? Move recovery speed. Okay, recovery speed of the core. You actually have an active battery here. Drone engines, faster drones, drives, and here we have sailing and moving through the void to other planets. So looks really daunting, but it's actually really straight. It's something, and then it's just continuous upgrades along the path. Really easy to keep track of, and something that I find really engaging. I like having lots of researches unless they are irrelevant. These ones seem irrelevant because you can go like, do I want more construction drones? Oh yes, I absolutely want more construction drones, that's for sure. So that would be something I'd work towards. While on the other hand, you can also research towards the technologies and unlock new buildings, new power, new all those things. Let's take a look, and one of the things that you can unlock with the Icarus is the ability to fly. So let's fly this way, and oh, look at that, someone has built a little base here. So this is my little tester base where I started building things and just trying to figure out, for example, when it comes to stone, that can be made into glass, or it can be refined into silicon, or it can be made into stone bricks that you can use for, well, paving the world, of course. Up here I'm making, like, testing a bit with a bus. Oh, let's land actually, because it uses quite a bit of battery. You can see at the lower part of the bar here is using battery, and you have to make sure that you keep feeding it some power here and there. These are not good power, just biomass thing. They're not great power. You can see how fast they're being consumed to recharge the battery. And then if I'm not doing anything, there's no battery. If I move, then it uses something. If I fly, it uses something more. And it's a pretty interesting little extra thing you have to keep in track of. And we land again. Yeah, so what I did here was just automating the construction here of these magnetic coils and the construction of the, what are they called? Circuit boards. Yep, green circuits. Surprise, surprise. And that goes into some science facilities that will just gradually, slowly build more science for us. Moving on over to another place. This is our little iron mine, where I also tested some various different designs, looking at ratio builds. And it turns out, interestingly enough, if you look at the assembler, which should be back in fond memories, the production speed is 0.75. Curses! Why does it have to be 0.75 crafting speed? I guess that's a perpetual troll by developers. And then I realized, after building these kind of things and not really being super happy about it, I realized that you can actually do the sorting thing along the edge, which makes things that have 3 different inputs extremely easy to make. I don't know if it can reach 4, but this is going to be so much easier, even easier than Factorio actually, because you can reach across and you can get faster inserters or sorters as well. And yeah, that's a lot of things. You can look here. One of the things that I absolutely love is this curvature of the micro planet here, where you can just see the top of the buildings sort of coming into view as you move around. Here, that one, assembler here. And we wanted to test how that works on top of each other, didn't we? Want to see if we can build. So you can build things on top of each other. You can build things quite high. Yeah. And do they work? Yep. They apparently just take the materials from the lower one. So as long as you put it in here, then these will actually work as well. That's pretty good. Pretty neat. So you can build it even taller, which makes it even more insane to look at when you look at the curvature and how far you can actually see these buildings. So I think that's basically some of the main parts of on the planet, and then we'll just sort of zoom out because this is just a little planet, and that in and of itself would be a game that you could have a lot of fun with, maybe 20-30 hours of fun with that kind. But you can click on the overview here. There we have the whole planet, and you can see that this is me just spending, I don't know, like 5 hours or something, just mucking about and just getting things here. You can actually see that I'm starting to have an impact on the planet and need to find ways, find places that I can build as well. But I can also just keep scrolling out from this view, and then I go to more of an interplanetary view. So this is the planet, and interestingly enough, it says it's a planet, but it is actually a moon because it's around this planet, and this planet in Miriam 2, Miriam 3 is around planet 3, and then how do we end? That's not what I wanted. Okay, there we go. And we have it's circling Miriam, so they're just named like this. So even when you get the planet here, it needs engine 2, and we also have here that it requires engine 2, and that's the little solar system for Miriam. And then what you can see is that you have multiple solar systems here, more planets, more stars at least, and there are a lot of stars out here. There are a total of 64 stars of various different categories, different colors. You can see here, there's pretty big ones. There are neutron stars as well. There should maybe, oh, there's a black hole. Look at that. It's all black. 21 light years away. That's kind of out of reach for us now. Changes color. I mean, finding a black hole in the emptiness of space is not going to be easy if all you have is just a normal visual spectrum. Actually, it is, isn't it? Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. We are going to go back to the planet before I go into topics I don't know nothing about. What I do know about is optimization and logistics, and that is exactly what this game is about. I am looking so much forward to playing this game, and I'm going to be streaming it right now over on, well, this evening over on Twitch. It's at twitch.tv/Nilaus, and I do encourage you to drop on by and check it out with me, and you can yell at me in real time and come up with good ideas as we devise in the initial setups and initial designs that will probably be something that goes on. I will also, if there's an interest in it, do some kind of content here on YouTube, but I'd like to know if there is an interest for it. So let's go all the way in here so we look at beautiful little baby starter factory. Yeah, so if you like this video, if you want to see more Dyson Sphere Program here on the channel, then hit the like button, and also if you haven't, then subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions or comments about this game, then do let me know in the comment section below. I'm really looking forward to this game, and I really want to see that I hope it succeeds, and I hope it sort of catches on, and we'll build a little ecosystem around this game as it comes out and evolves over the next, I don't know, months, years, however it is. I'm really looking forward to it. So it's good to see a good game that seems to have a lot of potential and also sort of be sufficiently big that it's not just a 2-week thing and then we move on to the next thing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope to see you either on Twitch, here on YouTube, maybe on Discord, maybe even on Twitter. Until then, next time, take care, and as always, stay effective.